The Serengeti wakes in a harsh rhythm of survival. Each moment reaches the boundary between life and death. In the heart of Africa, life never sleeps, it only moves. At dawn, the Serengeti awakens. The first light of day reveals a vast migration moving north. Dust rises with every synchronized step. Wildebeests, zebras, and gazelles follow one another across the dry grassland. Each day, they travel dozens of miles, searching for new grazing grounds under searing heat and thirst. But danger waits in every direction. Lions and leopards hide in the tall grass. Hyenas move in coordinated packs. Death can come from anywhere, from claws, hunger, or exhaustion. Young animals often collapse and are left behind. Only those strong enough to endure and keep formation survive the long and punishing journey. The migration never stops. It is the endless cycle of survival that defines the Serengeti, where every step writes another line in the story of life and death. In the center of the Serengeti, the western plains form a boundary between open savanna and acacia woodland. The landscape changes constantly with the seasons, from lush green grass at the start of the rains to hard, cracked soil when the hot winds return. Rain usually begins in November and lasts until May, bringing life to countless species. During these months, grasses grow quickly and cover the ground, providing abundant food for herds of gazelles, zebras, and African buffalo. When the dry season returns, the green fades away, and animals rely on leaves and bark as the last remaining sources of nutrition. Maasai giraffes move slowly through the acacia trees, using their long necks to reach leaves far above the ground. Savanna elephants travel in groups, tearing dry grass with their trunks and stripping bark for fiber. Differences in feeding behavior among these species reduce competition and maintain ecological balance in the area. The activity of large animals reshapes the environment. Elephants open paths through dense brush. Zebras and gazelles graze old grass short, keeping visibility clear. Occasional natural fires sweep through, burning dry vegetation and leaving behind nutrient-rich ash that restores the soil when the rains return. Each season completes a cycle of renewal, where the rhythm of grass, growth, animal movement, and natural fire form the continuous loop that sustains life. On the dry plains of the Serengeti, herds of Thompson's gazelles spread out under the morning light. Their bodies are small, standing less than 28 inches tall, yet they move with remarkable precision and speed. Strong muscles, lightweight skeletons, and large lung capacity allow them to reach speeds over 50 miles per hour in short bursts. They prefer open areas of low grass where they can see danger from afar. When sensing a threat, they leap high, a behavior called stotting, signaling alarm to the herd and displaying their physical strength. In the same terrain, the cheetah hides among golden grass, rising only when it locks onto a target. Its flexible spine and long legs allow it to accelerate beyond 60 miles per hour within seconds. Semi-retractable claws provide traction for sharp turns on dry ground. It chooses a weak or isolated prey, moving to within 160 to 230 feet before the chase begins. The pursuit lasts less than 30 seconds and ends with a precise chokehold that cuts off the prey's air. After the kill, the cheetah eats quickly, often within 15 to 20 minutes, because hyenas or lions may steal the carcass at any moment. On average, it consumes less than half of the prey before leaving. The contest between gazelle and cheetah is a clear example of natural selection. Gazelles evolve sharper reflexes and broader vision, while cheetahs refine speed and acceleration. Each chase determines individual survival and preserves the fragile balance between predator and prey on the Serengeti plains. The African wild dog is one of the most efficient hunting groups on the planet. Each adult weighs about 55 to 65 pounds, with a lean body, long legs, and large rotating ears that detect every sound. They operate in highly organized packs where no member is left behind. When hunting, the pack uses endurance tactics. A few individuals split off, driving the prey toward others waiting ahead. They rely on stamina and coordination rather than top speed. The prey is forced to run continuously, changing direction until exhaustion sets in. When its pace slows, the entire pack charges forward and attacks with precision. Their success rate can exceed 70% higher than almost any other predator. Social bonds within the pack are exceptionally strong. Healthy members regurgitate food for pups or injured adults. After a hunt, every member receives a share. Across the dry savanna, their high-pitched calls echo as a signal of recognition between groups. Population decline now comes more from humans than from nature. Diseases spread by domestic dogs, steel traps, and habitat loss continue to reduce their numbers. But in protected regions, the packs still move as expert hunters maintaining ecological balance by controlling herbivore populations. Across the dusty plains, every stride reflects strategy, endurance, and unity in the wild. Zebras are among the first migratory animals to follow the rains. Each adult measures up to 8 feet in length and weighs around 660 pounds. They travel in large herds, sometimes numbering in the thousands. Every zebra has a unique stripe pattern as distinct as a fingerprint, allowing recognition within the moving mass. Zebras feed on the upper layers of tall grass, clearing the way for wildebeests and gazelles behind them. Their early migration allows them to reach fresh pastures before other species arrive. When the dry season begins, the herds leave the lowlands and head north toward regions where rain comes earlier. At the Mara River, the current and steep banks present the greatest challenge. Crocodiles wait below the surface. The herd pauses at the edge, hesitating before the first leap. One zebra jumps, then the rest follow. The water explodes in white spray. Braying and splashing fill the air. Some do not make it across, but the migration continues. Zebras rely on cohesion. They call to one another in low tones to keep the herd aligned. Young ones stay in the center, protected from predators. Every year, the journey repeats with the rhythm of the rain, one of the most remarkable migrations on Earth. For them, movement is not a choice. It is the condition for survival. Among the low thickets and isolated rock outcrops of Masai Mara, the leopard moves like a shadow. Its body is muscular and flexible, each step nearly silent. Golden fur covered in dark rosettes reflects the dim evening light, blending perfectly with the dry grass. The leopard hunts alone. It needs no partners, only distance, favorable wind, and patience. It prefers the dim hours of dawn and dusk. At these times, visibility is low, and the fading light conceals its movements. It creeps slowly, body lowered, weight balanced forward. At a distance of about 100 to 130 feet, it accelerates in a burst of speed. The first leap decides the outcome. If it misses, the prey escapes, and the leopard may need days to recover its energy. When successful, it drags the prey into the shade and begins feeding from the soft belly. Soon, hyenas or vultures may arrive. The leopard eats quickly and leaves the remains for scavengers. In areas shared with lions, it carries what is left up a tree out of reach for any rival. A female leopard spends most of her life raising cubs. Each litter has 2 to 3 young, and few survive the first year. The mother teaches them every skill: how to hide, how to stalk, how to wait. At about 2 years old, they leave to find their own territory, and many never return. The leopard is not the strongest predator, but it is the one that waits for the perfect moment. In the Mara, it is the hunter of twilight, silent, precise, and enduring. Across the wide plains, herds of African buffalo move slowly through clouds of dust. Each adult can weigh up to 2,000 pounds and stand shoulder high to a grown man. Their thick horns fuse at the base to form a solid shield. They live in large groups, sometimes hundreds, constantly moving between grazing areas. Calves stay in the center, females guard the flanks, and dominant males form a protective ring on the outside. Buffalo feed on nearly all types of grass, both fresh and coarse. Their wide mouths and powerful jaws allow them to chew tough vegetation that many other species ignore. Each morning, the herd grazes steadily in the direction of the wind. Every hoofprint leaves a shallow depression where rainwater will later collect. Buffalo rarely panic. When threatened, the herd forms a circle of defense. Old bulls face outward, with horns pointed toward the enemy. Lions seldom attack the core. They target weak or isolated individuals. Yet a single charge from a buffalo can kill a lion within seconds. During the heat of the day, the herd gathers in muddy pools to cool down and escape insects. Heavy breathing, clashing horns, and the bubbling of thick mud fill the air. By evening, they move again toward new grasslands. The African buffalo is a symbol of collective strength. It is not a hunter, yet few predators dare to challenge it. Its survival proves that endurance and discipline, not speed or agility, are often the true defenses of life in the wild. When dry winds blow from the east and the grass turns grey, every species heads toward one destination, the remaining waterholes. These are the centres of survival in the Serengeti during the drought. The water level drops each day, thick with mud and silt. Hundreds of animals from many species gather here daily. Zebras, antelopes, and buffalo crowd around the muddy edge. They drink in short gulps, ears pointed toward every sound. Any noise, wind, falling stones triggers instant alarm. In the nearby shade, lions lie flat, eyes fixed on the weakest group. Hyenas patrol the banks, and crocodiles wait just beneath the surface. An antelope steps forward, sinking knee-deep in mud. It lowers its head to drink, then looks up. Nothing moves. A second later, the surface explodes. A crocodile strikes, jaws closing in an instant. Water splashes, the herd scatters in panic. Moments later, the surface is still again, marked only by a widening stain of red mud. For those that survive, returning tomorrow is unavoidable. Water is essential. Risk is constant. Each visit is a gamble between life and death. When the rains return, the holes refill. Carcasses decompose in the fresh flow, and new silt enriches the soil. The cycle continues. But throughout the dry months, these places are more than water sources. They are natural battlegrounds where life is decided in seconds of silence. Across the Serengeti night, the call of the spotted hyena echoes the defining sound of darkness. This species dominates among scavengers, yet it is also one of Africa's most capable hunters. Each adult weighs between 130 and 175 pounds, with higher front legs, a large head, and powerful jaws that bite with over 1,100 pounds per square inches, strong enough to crush large bones. Contrary to popular belief, most of their food does not come from scavenging, but from active hunting. They operate in groups of 10 to 30 individuals, organized and adaptable. When targeting herds of antelope or zebra, they surround the prey, isolate the weakest, and exhaust it through pursuit. The first bite is not meant to kill, but to slow the target. While one chases, others intercept. The sequence continues until the prey collapses. Spotted hyenas possess exceptional endurance. They can run more than 3 miles, without slowing. Their digestive system processes nearly everything: bone, skin, hooves, even horns. Feeding follows strict hierarchy. The dominant eats first, while younger or weaker members wait. Each feeding lasts less than 20 minutes, leaving only scattered bone fragments behind. They are creatures of the night. Eyes adapted for low light, acute hearing, and a sense of smell capable of detecting carrion from over 2 miles away. When not hunting, hyenas patrol their territory, using distinct vocal calls to mark and defend boundaries. Those calls form an invisible map across the plains. In every confrontation, spotted hyenas display patience and control. They rely not on luck or bursts of speed, but on endurance, teamwork, and complete use of every resource. In the Serengeti, no species cleans the land faster, and none endures longer than the spotted hyena, the nocturnal keeper of the moving plains. On the open grasslands of the Serengeti, the East African lion stands at the top of the food chain. Males reach up to 9 feet in length and can weigh more than 440 pounds. Their broad chests, strong forelegs, and thick necks allow them to hold down large prey. The dense mane around a male's head and shoulders protects it during fights and signals health, age, and dominance. A pride is tightly organized, usually consisting of 10 to 15 members, led by 1 or 2 dominant males. Most hunting is carried out by the females. They work together at night, spreading into a semicircle to encircle the target. Each lioness maintains a fixed position, using wind and shadow to hide movement. When the prey enters the trap, one blocks the front while others attack from the sides. The strike lasts only seconds and ends with a powerful bite to the throat. Their main prey includes wildebeests, zebras, and African buffalo. When facing adult buffalo, the hunt takes longer and demands precise coordination. Lionesses attack the hindquarters or tail while males grip the front. Once the prey falls, the final bites crush the windpipe or throat, ending the struggle quickly. After the kill, feeding follows a strict order. Males eat first, followed by females and cubs. When full, they rest beside the carcass, breathing slowly under the morning sun. The buzzing of flies fills the air. Within hours, hyenas and vultures arrive to finish the remains. Lions do not hunt every day. Each chase consumes immense energy, so they hunt only when necessary. The rest of their time is spent resting, guarding territory, and caring for cubs. A lion's roar can travel more than 5 miles, both a warning to rivals and a call to keep the pride together. In the world of the Serengeti, the East African lion needs no constant display of strength. Its presence alone shapes the behavior of every other animal. When a lion crosses the plain, no sound is louder than the steps of the dominant hunter. On the golden grass of central Serengeti, the Maasai giraffe rises tall above the acacia trees. Its height can reach 18 feet, allowing access to leaves that no other herbivore can reach. A black tongue, nearly 18 inches long, twists around thorny branches to strip clusters of leaves. Each neck vertebra shifts slightly with every reach, maintaining perfect balance. Giraffes feed mostly in the cool hours of morning and late afternoon. The sound of dry leaves and steady chewing mixes with the passing wind. They never feed hastily. The rhythm is slow but continuous, up to 16 to 20 hours each day. When walking, their long strides follow a unique sway. Left front and left hind move together, then the right pair follows. Each step can cover more than 13 feet. To drink, a giraffe spreads its front legs wide and lowers its head between them. This posture leaves it vulnerable. Each time it drinks, others in the herd stand watch. Lions often wait for that moment to strike. A single kick from a giraffe can kill a lion instantly, but hesitation of only seconds can cost its life. A newborn giraffe stands nearly 6 feet tall. It rises within minutes and follows its mother almost immediately. In this harsh environment, quick reflexes are essential. The Maasai giraffe does not hide and rarely gathers in large herds. It survives through height, vision, and constant vigilance. In the low regions of the Serengeti, where water remains year-round, hippos dominate the aquatic world. Each adult weighs over 3,000 pounds, with thick skin, a massive head, and curved tusks reaching 20 inches. They live in groups of 10 to 30, usually composed of females and young, led by a single territorial male. During the day, hippos rest in shallow water or mud to reduce body heat. Their skin secretes a natural pinkish fluid that acts as sunscreen and prevents infection. From above, the surface seems calm, but beneath it travels a network of low sounds, deep grunts, loud breaths, and soft splashes used for communication. At dusk, hippos leave the water to graze. They follow narrow paths worn into the soil, leading to open meadows. Each animal consumes more than 90 pounds of grass every night. Their footprints carve deep channels that later guide rainwater into new pools. Despite their bulk, hippos can run faster than 20 miles per hour on firm ground. When threatened, their charge can overturn small boats or kill crocodiles. Calves are born underwater and surface within seconds to breathe. Mothers keep them close for several weeks, leaving the water only at night. Although often seen as passive, hippos are highly territorial. Any intruding male entering the lagoon is attacked immediately. As the sun sets, the water glows red, and only pairs of eyes break the surface. Beneath the mud, tons of life remain motionless. The hippo wetlands are never loud, yet they are among the most enduring centers of life on the Serengeti plain. In the western Serengeti, a long corridor stretches toward Lake Victoria. This is the final water source in the migration route of millions of animals. The rainy season begins in November and gradually moves westward, turning cracked ground into flooded grassland. When the first rains fall, grass sprouts within days, and the entire plain turns green. Herds of wildebeest, zebra and Thompson's gazelle move together into the corridor. Newborn calves are delivered here, where humidity is high and food is abundant. The rains are steady but brief, lasting only a few months before the heat evaporates the water. As the ground dries, the soil cracks, and the smell of mud and decay spreads across the plains. Then the herds turn back east, beginning the next migration cycle. In the sky above, thick clouds form each afternoon, signaling a change of season. Thunder rolls across the plains, blending with the sounds of the moving herds. Hundreds of thousands of footprints press deep into the wet ground, later drying into long, cracked patterns. This spectacle repeats every year without deviation. In the western corridor, rain marks both the beginning and the end. It drives every movement, shapes reproduction, and determines survival. When the first drops strike the dust, the plains come back to life. No other signal is needed, only rain. For the Serengeti, water is not just a natural element. It is the rhythm of time itself, the endless cycle between drought and renewal. The Amazon rainforest covers more than 2.1 million square miles, spreading across 9 South American countries. It is the densest concentration of plant life on Earth. Trees more than 130 feet tall form a continuous canopy that blocks most sunlight from reaching the ground. Beneath this layer, the air stays humid, temperatures remain stable year-round, and strong winds rarely reach the forest floor. The uppermost layer is made of towering emergent trees. Here, species such as macaws, toucans, and harpy eagles dominate the skies. They use their long-range vision to locate prey and define territory. The harpy eagle, the top predator of this level, can strike monkeys or medium-sized mammals with a single dive from over 100 feet. The middle canopy forms a dense web of branches. Spider monkeys and howler monkeys move across it, using their tails as a fifth limb for grip and balance. Many bat species roost here and feed on night-blooming flowers. Some snakes and lizards hide among the leaves, active mainly after dark. Beneath the canopy, sunlight barely touches the ground. Here, jaguars patrol along animal trails. Giant anteaters dig into termite mounds, and South American peccaries search for roots. Tiny frogs, especially poison dart frogs, breed in small pools left by the rain. The Amazon has no defined dry season, only variations in rainfall. Each year, water and sediment from thousands of rivers flood into the forest, feeding its immense network of life. Under the thick canopy, every movement is slow, humid, and constant. A world where species survive through silence and precision. The Amazon rainforest is the largest natural carbon sink on the planet, absorbing about 2 billion tons of carbon dioxide each year. It spans more than 2.1 million square miles and covers most of the Amazon basin. This ecosystem has evolved over thousands of years, sustaining millions of species. The dense canopy rises dozens of meters high and forms multiple layers of life. At the top, macaws, toucans, and harpy eagles control the open air. The middle layer belongs to howler monkeys, spider monkeys, and various bats. The forest floor supports jaguars, peccaries, and giant anteaters. Each layer contains its own community, all interconnected in balance. The jaguar is the largest cat in the Americas, found along riverbanks and forest edges of the Amazon. Its body measures between 5 and 6 feet in length and weighs 175 to 265 pounds. It has thick muscles, a broad head, and powerful jaws. The golden brown coat with rosette patterns provides camouflage among fallen leaves and decaying wood. Its steps are silent and low to the ground, supported by thick paw pads that absorb sound. The round footprints show 4 clear toes with no claw marks. Scent markings from urine and body rubbing define its territory. Peak activity occurs at dusk and night, when temperatures drop and ambient noise decreases. The South American peccary moves in herds along forest trails. Each adult stands about 20 to 24 inches at the shoulder and weighs 55 to 90 pounds. Its fur is coarse and dark, with short tusks and strong jaws. Its diet consists of roots, tubers, fallen fruit, and invertebrates. While feeding, the herd keeps fixed spacing, with several individuals raising their heads and turning ears toward the wind. At the first sign of danger, the group accelerates, reaching speeds up to 25 miles per hour over short distances. Harsh calls and the musky odor from dorsal glands serve as signals for communication and group cohesion. Caimans inhabit rivers and swamps throughout the Amazon basin. An adult averages 8 feet in length and weighs between 65 and 130 pounds. Its body is armored with thick grey-green scales. Eyes and nostrils, positioned high on the head, allow it to see and breathe while remaining submerged. Its jaws are strong, adapted perfectly for ambush hunting. Its diet includes fish, water birds, and small mammals that come to drink. When waiting, it floats motionless, exposing only eyes and nostrils, and can hold its breath for over 20 minutes. The jaguar is the only big cat in the Americas capable of hunting in water. Its flexible swimming and acute hearing help it detect movement beneath the surface. A compact, muscular body and low center of gravity allow stable motion through mud and shallow water. Its hunting route often follows riverbanks marked by footprints of other animals. When the water warms, caimans bask along the shore the moment the jaguar makes its approach. The ambush distance rarely exceeds 30 feet. The jaguar moves in a curve to avoid detection through water vibrations. At striking range, it accelerates in 2 or 3 steps and leaps diagonally, using its forelimbs to lock onto the prey's neck or shoulder. The bite aims directly at the skull or upper spine with an estimated pressure of more than 1,500 pounds per square inches, strong enough to penetrate bone. The caiman collapses within seconds, unable to react. If the attack fails, the jaguar retreats immediately to avoid the tail strike or twisting defense of its opponent. Afterward, it drags the carcass to higher ground, often beside a fallen tree or firm riverbank. Feeding begins at the neck, shoulders, and abdomen. The process lasts several hours, interrupted by pauses to scan for threats. The jaguar does not consume the entire carcass. Remains are later taken by vultures and South American hyenas. The confrontation between jaguar and caiman reveals 2 opposite hunting strategies. One relies on complete stillness and patience beneath the water. The other depends on precision, power, and accurate timing of the strike. In the flooded forests of the Amazon, both are apex predators. Each encounter a precise test of timing and reflex. In the flooded regions of the Amazon rainforest, 3 apex predators share the same territory: the jaguar, the green anaconda, and the black caiman. They operate within the same space, but occupy different layers of the environment and use distinct hunting strategies. Each species holds a specific role in the food chain, reducing direct confrontation. The jaguar dominates the riverbanks and water edges. Its body measures between 5 and 6 feet in length and weighs 175 to 265 pounds. It has powerful legs, a broad chest, and compact musculature. When hunting, it follows animal tracks along the wind direction to approach undetected. Its prey includes freshwater turtles, peccaries, and small caimans. When it closes within 30 feet, it charges forward and delivers a direct bite to the skull or neck, killing the prey within seconds. Its ability to swim and dive allows pursuit underwater, a rare trait among big cats. The green anaconda inhabits swamps and slow-moving rivers. It can exceed 23 feet in length and weigh more than 330 pounds. Its thick body and powerful muscles enable constriction pressures up to 90 pounds per square inches. During a hunt, the snake hides beneath floating vegetation, leaving only its eyes and nostrils exposed. When prey approaches, the strike is instantaneous, giving no time to react. It wraps its coils around the victim and tightens gradually until breathing stops. It swallows the entire animal, a process that can last for several hours. The black caiman is the largest reptile in the region. An adult reaches 16 feet in length and weighs 660 to 880 pounds. It dominates deep river channels and calm lagoons. From below the surface, it launches upward and clamps down with a bite force of about 3,700 pounds per square inches. The spin of its body breaks bones and drowns the prey. Its diet consists of large fish, water birds, and small to medium-sized mammals. The coexistence of these three predators creates overlapping hunting zones, yet little conflict. The jaguar hunts mainly on land and along the shore. The anaconda occupies swampy water among submerged roots. The black caiman controls open river channels. Each species uses its body and environment differently. The jaguar relies on jaw strength, the anaconda on muscular pressure, and the caiman on hydraulic force. In the Amazon, the line between land and water constantly shifts. All three species have adapted to that change, proving that power here is not measured by size alone, but by the ability to capture the precise moment of opportunity. From December to May, heavy rainfall covers the entire Amazon basin. Water levels rise by 10 to 16 feet. Millions of acres of forest become submerged. Temporary flood forests, called vasia, appear across the region. This is the most critical phase of the year. As the water spreads into the forest, fish migrate with the current. Piranhas, arapaimas, and hundreds of other species move into flooded areas to spawn. The layer of decomposed leaves and sediment creates a rich nutrient environment. The survival rate of juvenile fish increases significantly. This abundance attracts water birds and aquatic predators. Insects relocate their nests. Leafcutter ants move their fungal gardens up the tree trunks to avoid flooding. Certain termite species create air chambers inside clay nests. The rain cycle determines the population structure of many insect species. In the canopy, thousands of macaws gather along exposed clay cliffs. They consume the clay to absorb minerals and neutralize plant toxins. This event occurs every morning. Filling the forest with continuous noise. When the water recedes, nutrient-rich sediment covers the forest floor. New grass grows rapidly. Herbivores return and begin a new feeding cycle. Each year, the flood and dry rhythm repeats, sustaining energy across the ecosystem. Flooded forests are not an anomaly, they are the natural heartbeat of the Amazon. Every species, from small fish to large birds, has adapted to this pattern. When the water rises, they breed. When it recedes, they migrate. Without rain, the Amazon would stop. Without floods, the cycle of life would collapse.